say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This one not day of in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. This man not day off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo, la mo dododo.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1.
Miss you too.
La mo dododo.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you, from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayegun live.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré.
I'm going to gist you when the Lagos Abobakus, or should I say, Abrodian Buhari idiots, they ambushed me at a friend's birthday party in London. But it was interesting. I'll share that with you tonight.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ ṣe o, kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number 1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀.
By the way, you see this look, yeah?
Mayegun diary,
That is London look. They gave me this cut.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today call on the Buhari Dins, the Buhari Didiris, the Buhari Dinotus, and the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungoziaris, the Unekaharis, the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, and the humbled slaves of this world. I met their uncles and aunties abroad last night in London, but you can still call them, text and tag the Mumumadus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, social media bandits, Facebook adsmen, all of the clans of the cyberbarians. And do not, please, forget, most importantly, the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris.
Sí o,
Mayegun mami,
àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òwúrọ̀ olóṣèlú,
Mayegun mami,
àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé.
So, good evening to you once again, and so sorry that we have to do the Sunday sermon late. But it is better late than never, whatever that means. So, I'm here. Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Now, I traveled to London for a party. They lasted 2 days. And I have been unable to keep us like up to date. But I know you haven't really lacked much because Nigeria, like we've said before, if Nigeria is put on Netflix, if Nigeria is on Netflix, it will be the best seller, a blockbuster series that will never end every day in Nigeria, seriously. But the one that is happening, the ones that are happening in the political space, which affects you. Now, here is something that people should understand, right? You can use emotion on anything you want. If you are somebody who is emotional, okay, it is normal for you to be emotional. And if you are emotional, right, you must also be be a little bit empathetic. Have a little bit of empathy. No, in fact, you can't be emotional and not have empathy. Sometimes people use emotional blackmail so that they could get empathy from people. Now, they call those people narcissistic wearies. You know those they call narcissistic wearies? These are selfish bastards. Like, everything is around them. Everything that is right around, everything they believe is right or that is concerned to them is good. That concerns everyone else, they don't care. Right? Narcissistic wearies. Now, you see what happened in political space? They affect those who support them, those who don't support them. And do you want me to get to surprise you? Even in the bad leadership that you have in Nigeria, terrible governance you have, even those who are supervising that terrible space, parading themselves as your leaders, as this and that, calling themselves excellencies, distinguished, honorable, right? Is pervaded, that space is pervaded with discrimination, which you know, right? Now, everything that they do affects every one of us, whether you support them or you don't support them. And let me tell you this, there are many, many of us who are currently abroad, right? That if to say Nigeria is better or working, just a little bit working, yeah? There are many, many of you watching me right now from the comfort of your flats, abroad, chilling, the heating is on, freezing, right? And that's how it is. From work, from house to work, from work to shop, from shop to the house, and that's your life. Nigeria did that to you. Nigeria did that to all of us. So many of us, millions of us who are currently out today, will probably have been in Nigeria, adding value, building a nation, or probably building ourselves. But you see the actions of the criminals in political spaces, be it military, be it civilian, even for those who work for them, the political contractors, everything they do affects you directly, whether you are religious or you are not religious. Now, to make it worse, there is no segment, no part of Nigeria that is left out of the marginalization of, commercialization of poverty, or should we say weaponization of poverty. It is everywhere. So on Mayegun's Diary Political, I kind of love to call myself your conscience, because if all of us are to be alive to truth, if all of us are to be responsible enough, we would never, ever take most of the shit they have flung away all our lives, and they are not giving up. We will never be comfortable with them. And it will never be a hard sell, right, to tell you that it is wrong to defend criminals, even if they come from your tribe, even if they come from your own ethnic nationality, even if they serve the same religion with you. In our findings, these guys have no allegiance to all these things. They are just deceit, lies. Oh, he's a Yoruba man, we must support a Yoruba man. Yoruba should be behind. Does that Yoruba man or that Yoruba woman, does he or she actually care about Yoruba and the Yoruba people? He's an Igbo man. We must, in this country, we must come together and defend this, our own Igbo. Everybody get their own thieves. You are just being stupid. It's plain simple, right? You are accomplice in what is happening in Nigeria, and I'm just your conscience. And that's why I said, If you ask me, Mayegun, what do you think we should do? I have said that millions of times. I said, from the word go, right? This is not the Nigeria that our forebearers agreed to. Remember, none of them created Nigeria. Nigeria is a creation of the British colonial thugs with the backing of the crown. Yeah? None of us say, oh, we are Nigerians, let's come to. No. We were forced together. But you see, when they wanted to say, now you can rule yourself, they gave us option. And that option was that, do you want it to be like one? No. We are not one. We are forced to be together because of our proximity and because of the profit the British colony stood to gain and still stands to gain. But if we're given a choice, number one, you will not be beating your chest and be saying you are a proud Nigerian. You are lying to yourself because there's no true or genuine patriotism to back that word. And, in Nigeria, I've told you, when you want something to happen, it is not just words, okay? They are not just words. There are actions that back those words. When you say unity, when you say fairness, equity, when you say justice, you don't just say them. There are actions that back them up to prove them. And you will be better off, or we will be better off, if we are allowed to develop according to our pace, which we signed up for. That is why this fraudulent one has been a problem, and you know it. I was at a party in London. A friend, a brother, turned 50, and I got invited. Now, it was supposed to be a party, but surprisingly, the Lagos Abobakus who left Nigeria years ago, many of them who backed APC, Egbekegbe, because of Tinubu, those who told you, because I remember very well, these guys just have no shame, right? They are living in London. They are living in New York. They are living in Toronto. They are living all over the world where things actually works. But they continue to lie back to you mumus in Nigeria by telling you that Rome was not built in a day. Yet, in 2015, when they were shouting change, these Olori Brukus, they were the ones who were using the same Lagos. Abieti Bagbeni, 2015. Bokwari will make Nigeria like Lagos. Because, in fact, Bokwari is going to grant Lagos State special status. In fact, APC, Egbekegbe, is going to guarantee state police. Oh, all of your children are going to get free education to secondary school level all over the country. And they're going to be fed twice a day. Oh, hang on. Those of you who graduate, before you get a job, you're going to get paid the employment allowance that is equivalent to the salary you should be collecting from your own discipline. Yeah? Oh, we're going to also kind of make sure that 3 million of you are going to be getting jobs every year. These guys start abroad. They were rolling out these lies. And they started this tribal, divisive politics. It's originated from them. 2015 still lives here. The Olori Brukus, the Egbon Olori Brukus, your Egbons abroad. They are still abroad though. Some of them are living on Jairo, Owo Baba. Many of them, they can't leave this place. That is when you will know that the health problem they are suffering from, some of them you are suffering from in Nigeria, they are getting better health care here without any sweat. Their pensions are being paid. Yeah? But from 2015, they were telling you, Bokwari is going to change Nigeria. Why? He's a friend with Tinubu. Look at Lagos, the mega slum. So I met them yesterday. So when I got to London, I'll tell you my London experience now. So when I got to London, my hosts, they were very, very, very homely. Like it was fun. Then we got to the party, right? That was when I realized that there's actually a lot of people watching Mayegun's Diary Political. A lot of people. Okay? So it was more or less like I just, walked into the hall full of the normal people that watches Mayegun's Diary Political, those who agree, those who disagree, right? And it was quite, sort of something you could preempt anyway. Then, at a point, some friends, elderly people, they were taking pictures. Mayegun, Mayegun, I want to take, that. Then this Elegbon, who happened to be a nice person, personally. Do you get that? But because he belongs to the group or category of, one, the human beings who have brains. But when it comes to political conversation, they are brainless. Why? They allow their, They allow their emotion to speak for them. They have no logic. They have no base. They have, basis. They have no, any kind of a defense. Anything like discussable. So they shout, they scream, they try to talk over you because that's the only way they could win, to feel better and feel like, yes, I told you. And most importantly, it was more or less like a lot of you watching me here. There are things that you would love to say to my face, which I quite enjoy, because in that same breath, there are the temple of truth brethren, right? So this is the experience now, okay? So they were taking pictures, and this Elegbon walked by intentionally, okay? And he just grabbed the phone. Stop taking pictures with this guy. Why are you taking picture with him? He's always criticizing Ashiwaju. Everything. He's always criticizing Ashiwaju. And I'm like, meanwhile, before then, I met one quite Elegbon as well, very gentleman. He probably is watching me right now. Majority of them are watching me right now because yesterday I got to know better. So that Elegbon came and he was like, Mayegun, I watch you. But see, you talk a lot about Ashiwaju. You talk a lot about APC. You don't say much about Atiku or Obi or anybody. And I'm like, okay, if that is your assessment of me, I respect. He said, I'm Ashiwaju person. I want Ashiwaju. I want Lokon. I said, yeah, I respect that. But it's just what it is, Ebon. Because none of them could say, why are you lying against Ashiwaju? Why are you lying against APC? They were just asking, why do you hate something? People where they live abroad though, who listen to Mayegun all the time, but they are hairheads, some of them. Elegbon, calm down now. That's wrong. Why would you grab somebody's phone? But it was like, kind of like if you are Yoruba, if you have been to Yoruba, in the midst of Yorubas, right? People say, we shout, we scream. They would think, say, we won't fight, but we don't go fight. Sure you get. So something like that. But it was quite awkward, right? Then it kept going on and on. Then, that was the first phase. And at some point, some people now came apologizing. Mayegun, sorry. Mayegun, see, calm down. Okay, like they don't form ring around me, like say, Then Tokes was there. Ola Tokumbo, our own Tokes. Mayegun, they go fall me here before they fall you. Adebayo, I don't know if you are watching too. Egbon, that one too came. Mayegun, I'm one of your fans, Baba. Anything. I said, Baba, I watch the party. We should just enjoy the party. Yes, Mayegun. Then the typical thing, like typical men thing. No, we don't want to fight. I was like, I don't even know this person. So we went outside. Now when we go outside, that was when I met the real deluded Nigerians. There was an Igbo man among them. And it was actually what he said that got me at that point. I felt like, no, I'm just talking to the wall. Sorry, guys, I'm done with this conversation. I would like to take my leave. I don't want to have this conversation again. No. Well, I'll get to that part. So when we go outside, Talks everybody day. So me, I won't listen. You know, like have a conversation. Like, okay, Mayegun, you know what we are saying is that you are always criticizing. I said, but did I lie about anything I've said? But Nigeria, we all know that Nigeria cannot be better. That's what they said. We know Nigeria cannot be better. Everybody is doing everything, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to kind of have to pick point from what they are saying, but they're just like shouting like, Ashiwaju has made people. I said, okay, I'm hearing you. Then I was like, none of you have actually said what I have said or everything I've shared with you on Mayegun's diary, political bag with, pictorial, video evidence, and the rest of them. None of you actually point to that. Then somebody said, I know that you want Yoruba nation. And that Yoruba nation cannot come. I said, okay, why? You are a Yoruba man. Yes. I said, why are you angry that you could have your own country, right? Or go and join the bandwagon of those who say they want to save Nigeria like you did in 2015 and you see the result today. Like, why should you get so kind of worked up? You know what I mean? No, I couldn't make sense of most of their stuff. They are more or less like, this is Mayegun. This is Mayegun with us live. I will say it to him. Then somebody now said that my Igbo brother, who actually dressed like, in the Igwe attire, he was listening to us all this while, enjoying the conversation. And I was like, I prefer to have a conversation than to have a shouting match. Okay? Because as they were shouting, the brethren from the temple. Sorry, guys, give me a sec. Something is wrong with our clip. I will be back in a minute, okay? Don't go anywhere.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
And we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and the other thing. Take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn, in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption.
Thank you very much. I think I fixed that. Hopefully I have. I hope. Right. So I was questioning, like, if Nigeria was working, they made statement, a few ones I remember now. So one of them said, you want Yoruba nation. You see what they are doing to them in the Catalonians, the Catalans in Spain. Look at you who are there in Scotland and all of that. I said, listen, all these things are political conversations, okay? Like, ordinarily, you should never, because I'm not angry that you are a Lagos Abobakus. Sure, you get, I'm not angry. I'm happy to see you. But it's so unfortunate that most of you don't have anything to really say other than your emotion, running riots, okay? And I was like, see, if Nigeria was working, like here, where you did, here in the UK, that, you see, in Scotland, we have our own government there. It's part of the UK. And that government is formed by a political party that is promoting referendum and the independence for Scottish people out of the UK. But they are still part of the UK. The Scottish are not being stigmatized. They are not being profiled. The Scottish people, they are not being, killed because they are not being jailed. I said, you have not lived in Spain. Here, we live here in the UK. You just give an example of that Scotland. So even if it's going to take them forever, as long as the system acknowledges that it is their right, okay, to push and ask for it, and it is also the right of the system, the UK system, right, to do everything to frustrate it. But eventually the people will win, no matter how long it takes. You can't use that as a template for a place where you are wishing that your brothers and sisters should be killed or jailed simply because politicians want to hold office. The ones that you know that they have actually like ruined, the same people they have ruined, they want to hold office over them. And you are emotional about that. You want, say, Nnamdi Kanu, you are defending Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not defending Nnamdi Kanu. I am defending the abuse of his rights. I am defending his right, as a human being to hold opinion, just like everyone else. You see, when you have opinion and say, I want a referendum for my people to leave Nigeria, right? That is a political statement. Do you know that? Now, in a normal place that is not a zoo like Nnamdi Kanu called Nigeria, okay? That is not like a zoo. There should not be any reason for you, either as a Yoruba man, as a Hausa or Fulani, Northerner, or wherever you come from, there's no reason for you to then wish that is right or the right of others should be trampled upon just to keep your own right. You want to be Nigerians, which is fine. They don't want to be Nigerians, which is also fine. So you can't live in a system that you are experiencing same. People are not being killed. People are not being harassed. People are not being, you know what I mean? And then you are comfortable that, but I said, well, we are black people. Oppression and the rest of that we do to us is even worse than the slavery that we love to talk about all the time, which is a terrible thing, by the way. I'm not underplaying that too. I'm not underplaying slavery. But you need to see the type of slavery that the Africans are being subjected to right now in the hands of their own African leaders. Nigeria, the country with over 43% poor. Now, they just came with another one. They said over 63% Nigerians are now poor. Now, do the math. 220 million people. 63% of them are poor. Only 20 or 37% of them are moderate. And 36% of them are moderate. And 1% of them controls the 99% of the resources of the rest. So do the math. Anyway, they couldn't. So they were pretty much like a emotion and all of that, running riots. But I think I understand. It was after that few people now started telling me who this was, who that was. I swear, my ego long, we could draw it around your bed. If I was around, normal, this person we are seeing inside that video, they will never have come closer to you because we know them. These are just common, lap dogs for politicians, the usual type that are always available. Not because they don't have their life. I mean, surprisingly, one of them, that Elegbon that I won't mention his name, is actually like it was confirmed that he was a nice person. He was a good person. Like he's so nice. He's been like supportive. And he's been so helpful, not just to Yorubas, even to Igbos. He brought a process to travel. I mean, process the traveling of two Igbo friends of his. Listen to this. So that's why I said so many of you, because you don't really understand politics, and at the same time you have no idea, right, how much politics affects you, and also that using your emotion to discuss politics or take decisions on politics and the rest, you are just killing yourselves, ruining yourselves. And just like it has always been, you have the large number of foolish people, and they could elect a president. The result of that, the consequences of that will be borne by all of us. Sure, you get now. So they were nice people. They said he's a nice person. But you know, when he was talking, he was so angry against the Igbos. He was so caustic. He was so emotional. And I could see it in him. He was talking and it was not making any sense. All because he wanted to defend Tinubu. I'm talking about somebody who will say in that hall, there were over 6 to 7 people that he was the middleman, who processed how they became UK residents and even UK citizens today. They were there, which means it was all right. Yeah. But he became so dumb, stupid, and brainless talking politics. His emotion was so beclouded his sense of reasoning, yeah, that he forgot that he has a Igbo friends that he has personally helped, and they are still friends. And he was telling me that you are defending Igbos. Mayegun, you leave your Yoruba brother, you are defending Igbos. It's very wrong. I'm not, as I am, I'm a Yoruba man. No, even if Tinubu is the worst person, I will still stand by him. I said, look at that. I won't. That's the difference between us, sir. I won't. They want to claim Lagos. I say, all these things you are saying are absolute trash, rubbish. That doesn't really, they are not real. You are talking from your emotion. And that is going to be misleading. And is going to further create that bad blood, which further empower the base of your oppressors. I say, look at this. Many of you standing here today, if you go to Nigeria, so many of you cannot go on road trip anymore. How did you know that? Social media. So why are you hiding that? Because you are safe somewhere and you could give opinion because you are not totally affected, Abi. Then said, but Nigeria can. I said, see, listen to me. I have never presented myself as somebody who is going to take Yorubas out of Nigeria. If that is what your mind has been telling you, well, I'm sorry. You need to get to see somebody. And that person is a psychologist. You might be mad. I have told you many times that I am not somebody who kind of, arrogates this unnecessary power or influence over himself, something like that. I know they control your mind. I've told you. I know be human right fight. I know they fight for anybody's rights. But you see, in the process of exposing evil, done by the system to one person, whether it's the person is Yoruba, is Igbo, is wherever you come from, whether you are Christian or Muslim, it doesn't matter. Because what I have understood is that a rigged system has no real friends but slaves. And if you subject yourself completely to the whims and caprices of it, you will be enslaved by it. Now, if you stop talking, because if you don't talk, because you are not the victim, you are not the person affected, you are just, a waiting victim. And that's where I come in. I want to be your conscience that says there is difference between making life decisions, or making decisions like should I start that business or should I not start that business? Should I go into that relationship or should I not go into that relationship? Should I have children? How many children should I have? You know what I mean? And all those life decisions, political decisions are completely different. You could use emotion on many of these things. Sure, you get. But when you talk politics, when you talk about politicians and when you talk about policies, we are talking about lives and living of millions of people. And guess what? This does not recognize you whether you are from the north or you are from the south. And if you can tell, look at the poverty. The poverty level in Nigeria today is no longer like by tribe, is it? The insecurity in Nigeria today, is it by tribe or is it by religion? Everyone is a victim. So I want to be your conscience that continue to prick you when you are making those selfish, emotional decisions, because if I don't speak up, myself will also be a victim one day. All of us are going to be victims of what Nigeria will become, what Nigeria has become, and what Nigeria will still become when you are making your decisions, political decisions, based on your emotion. The one that they sell to you via hate, via misinformation, via ethnic division, tribal baiting, or tribal ethnic profiling, and so many other things that has become entrenched in Nigeria system. The things that have kept us apart rather than together. Now, I want to remind you of them. I am not your human rights fighter because I want to hold your hand. I want your mind to be so enlightened that nobody can use personality, right, to blackmail you, use their personality because of they are Christians or they are Muslims, or use their ethnic background because they are like, Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo. I want you to have that independent thought and independent mind that is beyond emotion, and then you can see clearly how they are playing us. And the only way is that if you now believe, I want to hold your hand without having to check, is he a Yoruba man? No, I want to hold your hand. Because in holding our hands together like a chain, locked together with the same ideology, that could not be deceived, that will never be betrayed by their emotion, tribal or what have you, right? Then we go ahead and you realize that your enemies are closer to you than you thought. I've told people this many times. They ask me who are the enemies of Yoruba land. I'll say they are the Yorubas. Ask some Igbo men and women who have sense. Ask them who are the enemies of Igbo land. They will tell you they are the Igbo men and women. It's not far-fetched. Now, if they now use a tribe to blindfold you, you are never going to make any reasonable decisions. And your decisions politically, even if you don't know, they always have consequences. I mean, if you didn't know, now you know. And that is what Mayegun wants to be. Because if Hausas, the Kanuris, the Ijaws, the Shekiris, the Biafrans, the Yorubas, and everyone from every part of Nigeria that form today's Nigeria, if they have something that really connects them to that land, which is the freedom from the shackles of your tribal political leaders, you can only imagine what life will be like if that is experienced in our lifetime. I am just your conscience. You have no reason not to like me. Seriously. You have no single reason not to like me. I am somebody that you say, I like him, even though I am not always comfortable with what he says. But this guy speaks my mind. And somehow, I am trying to be able to make political decisions that I can stand with. And I can look back and say, even if I was the only person, I think I did what I thought was right. And that's exactly what I want you to be like. Not to leak, but leak, and the crumb chase, crumb eat, and all those things for the same criminals who don't mean any well for you. 23 years of democracy in Nigeria. Go to Yoruba land and see the Yoruba youth, see the Yoruba aged, see our infrastructures, and then come back to me and say, you are a proud Nigerian, and see if somebody will not give you a slap behind your head, which is true. But it's mostly people have become so selfish, self-centered. It's about them. If it's not affecting them, then it's not happening. It's probably made up. And that is where some of you disagree with Mayegun, because in your mind you keep telling yourself it is not that bad, or it is not that worse. Maybe it's not. Maybe this or that. Even when you are seeing the fact before you. But as for Kolu, it is here. Whether I've told people, I said, and God, good enough. One of my listeners at the party in London said, Mayegun said, no matter what he tells you, no matter what he shows you, he has come to understand that the typical Nigerians will still do what they have to do, which means what Mayegun tells you will not decide if Tinubu will become your president or not, if Atiku will become your president or not, if Phobia will become your president or not, or if Showore will be. None of the things that Mayegun does is going to determine that. But the problem is, even after making those decisions, would words of Mayegun not be re-echoing in your head? That the same people that you are ready to kill for, now you are going to kill them. Do you understand? That is something that Mayegun keeps telling you. That, you see, the moment you begin to understand that life and political decisions, are mostly the reason why they said you have spiritual attack. People from your village are doing you. This one, that one are doing you. That now, mostly all the things, life difficulties you are facing right now, health, and the financial, the security, everything you are facing right now as a person. If you pay attention, if you are politically conscious, if you are politically intelligent, or politically informed, right, you will know that there is no pastor, there is no imam, there is no sheikh, there is no alfa or afa, there is no babalawo, mamalawo, auntie lawo, brother lawo, uncle lawo, or egbon lawo kokon anywhere that will be telling you the reason why you have not made it in your life. is because somebody is holding your destiny in a calabash and they have buried you or this. Oh, the people, the way they do you, when they make you get husband. You know, you are 35, you have no boyfriend. It is a spiritual thing, no, it is not. Boys don't have jobs, therefore they don't want to take responsibility. In Nigeria, when you marry, is mostly they believe that psychologically, as a man, it becomes your whole responsibility. So many relationships have broken up today because of the economic situation in Nigeria. People who were telling themselves, I love you, I will die for you, I will do this and do that for you. Now, but today they break on top of their heads. Now, because of a misunderstanding about 100 naira, where they're supposed to take buy okra, they can't take and buy a way to. Sure, you get buy okra 100 naira. You can't come back, come buy a way do. Say, did I not say okra? Which life is this, safe? What kind of relationship is this? This useless woman. I told you I don't like a way do. This is over. It's over. I'm done. Now, economic crisis. No be your village people break your marriage. Now, the politicians you are campaigning for, you are sharing their stories. You are telling people that those who speak about them hate them. Now, the consequences of all of that, they are breaking your marriages, destroying your businesses, breaking your relationships, right? And in fact, turning yourselves against yourselves because you begin to suspect yourself. I know. The moment I bought that car, forgetting the fact that you bought a car that has been overused, Nigeria of 220 million people that currently produces their own car, by the way, is not promoting that same brand new car they are producing in Nigeria. Then you, in that economic crunch, they can't bring you one Tokumbo. The Tokumbo, no two last, can't they break down here and there. You can't suspect Yaoniya, that woman with the bend at the end of that street, that she's the one. That's what she does. She destroyed the people, young people destiny on this street. They have told you, your pastor told you, your babalawo told you, you are mad. And I am the one to remind you and tell you something that if you sit down, you will agree with me because I'm your conscience. I am not somebody you should hate. That's what Nigeria has done to you. Now, if we have to continue to say it, I will repeat it. With what I have known about Nigeria in my life, especially in the last 10 years that I've dedicated my time, right, every day to understand the characters, the criminals that are occupying our political space and the decisions they are making, how much of them are affecting us and by how much. And I continue to try my best to put this out so that I could possibly get you to think and say, wow, I never thought it that way. Oh, I never really think it that way, Sha. Wow. Oh, Mayegun. I mean, I get you now. I get it now. Like we could love them, we could say we want this, we want that. But at the same time, we can all agree that mostly if we have to probe individual, each of them, and we take out tribal, religious, and every other emotional things they have used to blackmail you. Oh, Mayegun, seriously, I would never ever support somebody like all these people. But because I'm a Yoruba now, we are back to it. If we take that out, take all the emotion out, scrutinize them, personally, you will never go for them. But unfortunately, you would, because you are Nigerian. So I said it. I said, if all of us want to be very honest with my own study, there is nothing you are doing right now. Listen to me. There is nothing you are doing right now that you want to rescue Nigeria and the rest of that, that have never been done before. There is no spirit working inside you right now that is telling you that you are right. Because you know what? The people with Tinubu, they believe that he has a magic wand and he could turn Nigeria to the mega slum of Lagos as well. And they believe they are right. Unfortunately, it's the same people who said in 2015 that Bukwari will do this, will do that, APC will turn Naira to $1, they will give you, that stuff. But I use them as an example because they are the most recent. But there's no feeling you have right now that so many people have never had in history. But you know something? A lot of you don't learn from that history. And you are not willing to. You cannot be doing the same thing again and again and then expect a different result if you are not a madman. I said, even if you make like Atiku people, they will tell you, they are the people who understand the problem. They are very confident. Sure, you get now that they will do it. We are going to like when you see the OP people, nothing you tell them. Forget about this noise about structure, money, and the rest of that. They believe they have what it takes to put Nigeria back on track. Even though when you put all of them together, and you listen to them, you will realize that it is just the same talking point of a different era, right? With a different generation. At the end of the day, what they are doing is that they want to keep Nigeria together like this, which is chop by chop Nigeria Limited, okay? But you can pretend to say you have the best. Sure, you get now. You can, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. No matter any of them that take care Nigeria and decided to keep it as it is, would ever give you anything you are dreaming of. So to me, kẹ́yìn lè jà kémi lè wòran èṣù tápó sí. Èṣù tápó sí. Èṣù tápó sí. Kẹ́yìn lè jà kémi lè wòran èṣù tápó sí. You want to rescue Nigeria? Because what do we have to lose again? We said if we go our separate ways peacefully, it doesn't mean that we're going to become an El Dorado. But it means that we can, have our own destiny in our own hand without any interference from anywhere. But you said no. So what do you want us to do? Then we watch. We watch. Because we're already done for. Whether na APC, whether na PDP, whether na your Labour, as much as Nigeria is concerned, we are done for. So what do I have to lose other than just to stay away and watch and be the referee? So that is one thing you should learn too. Because when you brought in Bokwari and they started dealing with everybody, including all of you, the Buharidins, the Buhari Didanis, the Buhari Dinotus, and the Buhari Dijatus, the Buhari Shukus, the Ungozi Haris, the Uneka Haris, and all the Haris and Haris and Haris of this world, which are like Arams of this world. None of you were spared. None of you is spared. None. Not a single person is spared. Boko Haram in 2015. 2022. Boko Haram 1, Boko Haram 2, ASWAP, Northwest Zone, ASWAP, Northeast Zone, ASWAP, North Central Zone, Fulani terrorist, Futajalon Zone, Fulani terrorist from Chad zone, all of them. Now we have different kind of terrorism up north, not just there, even down south. I mean, only 7 years, within 7 years. Reasoning them now. 13 million unemployed Nigerians. 60 million underemployed Nigerians. Fast forward to 7 years after, you now have over 120 million unemployed Nigerians. And that is a time bomb that will catch up with all of us, whether you are APC or PDP or Labour, whether you are Christian or Muslim, whether you are from the north or from the south, whether from the east or the west. It doesn't matter where you come from, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are tall or short, whether you are big or small. It won't matter. Nigeria is set to our up. So the consequences of your decision is that here we are. Look at us. So what's the worst you can do? Vote for Tinubu, or bring Atiku, or bring Obi for one Nigeria. What is the worst you're going to do? It is just a waiting time bomb, waiting to explode. So what do? We watch without stating the obvious. That's what we are doing. We are stating the obvious and say, listen, your election is a charade. It's a complete farce. You can predict it. You can preempt it. You can see how it's all going. But guess what? Now all of them they invest emotion. Where they invest emotion. They invest your time, resources, pretending, defending, trying to make it sound good. Now they waste your time. Ask those who have been working like radio eleje since 2015 for Bokwari, APC, Egbekegbe. Ask them about it today. But I am happy that even when they try to control the narrative, we hijacked it from them. Any kure. You are controlling your NTA, your this, your that. Brainwashing the people, feeding them with lies, feeding them with tribal bigotry, hate, and the rest of that. And most importantly, feeding them with this entitlement of AI is us. So they couldn't do that to us on social media. Yeah, they couldn't. At the point, Bokwari became so mad that he had to shut down Twitter. When Tinubu become your president, they go close Facebook, go close Twitter, close Instagram, close everywhere. You know why? Tinubu said, it be like say, after all the money where they don't take by everywhere, social media na big wahala. So I don't read social media anymore. It gives me sleepless nights, high blood pressure, and it nearly give me heart attack. So I don't look at them anymore. So when you become your president, you can kiss social media goodbye in Nigeria. And you see that your uncle and aunties abroad, they go hail her. Yeah, I post. And you weary.
I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
It gives him heart attack. There will be no peace for the wicked. That is what Lagos Abobakus don't like. Mayegun, what did this man do you? Mayegun, why do you hate this man? See, I have always wanted to have a time to say, one-on-one, make I even see the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, and the Mumu Madus, the Abrodian Bokwaris. Make I see them, then talk. Because the question you're asking is called emotional question. Trying to use emotion, true question, to blackmail someone, no matter what they say, it already make you feel like, he hates him. And you weary. I don't hate him. I know they hate anybody. Okay? What you see out there is just called the thorough scrutiny of the rogues in Nigeria who have escaped justice for so long because Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigeria is a place whereby criminals are being rewarded with higher post and higher, support and, money and the rest of them. And that is why the likes of Tinubu is a role model to some of it like that. So we share it. And how did they do it? You see, public resources, public fund, used for the public good, right? Not for personal use, or they are selfishly annexing the state person to their wallet. Something that is actually normal in Nigeria. All the states, they do it. Okay? And I talk about all of them as well. Now, the damages of that is when they are self-funding all these things, all these resources, when they are giving you substandard, infrastructures and the rest, and they continue to collapse here and there, right? What happens is that they are hurting people. People are dying. When the medical system is not really anything to call hospital or call medical centers, right? Even so bad that for 23 years that they have been in charge, there's no single hospital in Nigeria. Like Lagos State that makes almost, that makes over 2 trillion naira in a year, right? A state like that has no real hospital that could take care of the medical tourism. There are many of your criminal politicians are going and they are putting so much stress on your naira by demanding for dollars and pound sterling that they are going to go and pay their Oyibo doctors while your hospitals, lie fallow there, decaying, while the staffs, all of you working as medical practitioners, defending politicians, just your story is the same like that of the college and university university professors, who are always rigging elections for touts, criminals, manipulators, hijackers, and all manner of rogues that you call politicians, you call your leaders today, right? Professors, university professors, they will rig election, falsify figure, announce fake result, make criminals the governor, make the criminals lawmakers, only for the governor, the lawmakers and the rest to ignore them, only for the governor to start stealing their pension or their salary. And then you still see the college professor, university professor, ASU, we want to go and strike because the politicians were rigged in. They didn't pay our salary. Oh, they didn't pay our pension. We are going to go on protest. Is that not a mad colony? Is that not a mad place? So that's exactly what it is like for doctors too. You are underpaid. You are undervalued. The system you work with is obsolete. You know that. The politicians don't trust you. They trust those they could steal your money to pay outside Nigeria for 23 years. And how many people do you think have died for different sicknesses that they come here to take care of themselves with your money? And you have to go to Yaladura. Go to Yadura. Let them pray for you. They will pray into water for you. So you bring the water. So you bath with the water, you drink the water, and you feel well in 7 days. Olori Brukwe, when you now feel well, you grab your phone and you start defending those and start praying for the ones who came here abroad to come and have a proper medical assessment. That's where the madness is. Sure you get. So we will speak, even if they will get hypertension. Hypertension, everybody want down. I mean, people are dying of hypertension in Nigeria, not because they have social media, now because of the abuse. There are people who can't afford their own medical bills anymore. There are people who can't even afford their own rent anymore. They can't afford to live anymore like a normal person. And they are in their millions. A lot of people, when they hear bang, 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 bang at the door, their blood pressure will shot to this level. Why? They are in debt. That's probably somebody who is here to collect the money. And to make the matter worse, in that chaos, even these poor, impoverished people, they are still being profiled, haunted by the police of that system, picking them up, siphoning money from them, squeezing them, extorting them. And they're getting away with all of that. It's like a mad colony. And I know that. And that is why I know I can only be your conscience, because I don't think I have the capacity to tell you what to do. Because if I have that capacity of telling you what to do, Tinubu and co, you will not see them again in Nigeria. It's either they have jumped into their private jets and ran away from Nigeria, because you would never have tolerated them. I don't have that power. But I could, in a way, help you to find meaning, truth to what is happening around you. And to, first, to what you are doing. And how much of what you are doing is actually affecting you. Now, I told somebody, I said, at that party yesterday in London, I said, listen, Baba, even though we are abroad, and we don't spend naira, we shouldn't probably be affected by the economy in Nigeria, but we are more affected. But so many of you are not telling yourselves this truth. So if we have to give them hypertension, heart attack, kokudano, it's not that way when they die, that will change anything, no. Because as then they, if one die, 1,000 like him or worse than him, they are behind, they're waiting for their turn. The only way you can save yourselves and your future is to have it at the back of your mind that if Nigeria no break, you and your children and everybody will have to live like this. Now, you live abroad, you don't spend their money. How is it with you now? As Nigerians become poorer, how about you? You are working and working. How about your savings? Are you still saving your money like you used to save? I'm talking about all of you who are like really, really, really homemade. The people that are homemade. No matter what, they know the color too much. If you ask them, even if they don't get, they go borrow because they know say they go get paid and they will pay off. Many of you are running into debt abroad, paying the bills of your loved ones in Nigeria. The demand has now, do you know what they said? A survey said the level at which Nigerians outside Nigeria are sending money to their relatives and family members, so bailing them out of the crunching economic hardship that the country is experiencing, right? They said that level of sending money has increased by over 350%. Do you know what I mean? It means that you have received more calls than you've ever received since you have traveled out of Nigeria. Some of you left Nigeria just 3-4 years ago.
you have this experience I'm talking about. Even though you left so soon. Some of you left just last month. The people back there are already asking you. Are they not already asking you for money? Are they not already asking you for a new phone, a UK used phone, UK used laptop, UK sneakers, Jordan, clothes, other things that they want you to, they don't care if you are going to have to work for money to get that, or you are in the UK, have they not started asking you? They have been asking people this same thing.